Hey guys, before I get anywhere near to the game, make sure to go and follow the official fan community of Everlasting Summer to keep updated with all the awesome features coming soon to the game. This site is where all of us Everlasting Summer fans unite, and the links will be down in the description if you want to go check it out. If you have any questions about this game and its new features that are coming soon, make sure to ask this gentleman right here, and I'm sure that he will be able to answer any questions. Thanks guys. My name's AFHGaming and welcome back to some more Everlasting Summer Let's Play. And now, let's go and go ahead and continue. Well, there were a few dozens of other pioneers standing in the room. I was seized by anxiety. It's the feeling of being watched while standing in an empty room with no windows and doors. Will there be a prize? I asked him lazily. I wanted to distract myself with a pointless conversation. Electronic was just about to answer when Oleana came out of nowhere and started jumping around him. Ugh, annoying. Prizes, prizes! I heard something about prizes! Do you know what is the main ethos of the Olympic Games? It's not the winning, but the taking part that counts, okay? A what? No! You'll understand when you grow up. She made a wry face and jabbed Electronic in the ribs. So what about the prize?
Well, I don't know. It's not up to me.
He made a helpless gesture. Really, if they came up with this stupid game, at least they could give the winner a chocolate mirror or something. Oleana suddenly jumped and raced off to somewhere. I wish I was that optimistic. So what about the rules?
Wait a bit. Not everyone is here yet.
I looked around the canteen. Elisa, Slavia, Elena, Miku, and Shirk were here. It seems like everyone is here.
Not everyone. Xenia isn't here.
Does he feel uneasy, or is it just me? She's not here, so what? Pick someone else instead.
No, I can't do that.
He answered slowly. I decided not to ask exactly why can't he do this. Well, go fetch her or something, I don't know. It's Olga. He can't go, he's the host of the event. The camp leader appeared as if from nowhere.
But Olga Dmitrievna!
Electronic whined. Semyon will go. Right, Semyon? She looked at me and smiled. Of course, who else? Where is she? In the library, I guess. Okay. I dragged my feet towards the door.
Please hurry.
What's Electronic's problem anyway? Night is coming soon. I was going to take my time, so I slowly paced towards the library. But I found Xenia before even expected. She was sitting on a bench at the square, staring at Jenda, who was as silent as always. What are you doing here? Everyone is looking for you. Sitting here, as you can see. She frowned. Well, let's go. I don't want to. She looked away. Why not? I don't want to. I sat beside her. Listen, I don't like the idea of this contest myself, but we can't let everyone down. I surely didn't sound like myself there. A couple of days ago, I wouldn't even think of saying something like that. Xenia looked at me with a surprise on her face. So everyone is waiting for me? Isn't that exactly what I said? Yes. I won't go anyway! She frowned and hid her face. But why? I gestured with my arms, wondering. I don't know how to play cards. So what? Same problem here. Well, of course, I don't even know how to play. Then how can you play? What? You can only do things that you read about in books or something. Of course. She was surprised. And what if you end up in Antarctica and have to rely on hunting polar bears to survive? Polar bears don't live in Antarctica. Xenia smiled. Doesn't matter. It's just an example. Come on, it's not like someone's life depends on this result. She took her time to think. I just don't want to let anyone down. Right, I agreed sarcastically. And don't you think anything funny about that? I didn't get what she meant, but anyway, obviously everyone was their weak points. Finally, we're back. In a minute, we both were back at the canteen. Everyone looked like Electronic.
So? He cleared his throat. Each round consists of one game. In case of draws, you replay the game. After this, the loser drops out of the next round begins. Since the number of volunteers, he looked at me. Since the number of players is just 8, we'll have only 3 rounds. Is everything clear? The crowd cheered.
And what are the prizes? The prizes, where are they? Oh, Yana, cut it out! Slavia stepped forward and tried to catch Yana. I won't rest until the prize is mine! Seemed like this girl alone had enough energy for a rap jump like to Alpha Centauri. Prizes, prizes! She repeated over and over. Stop it! Slavia tried to reason with her. Electronic seemed to be getting dizzy from all this running around. Let's start already, I said calmly and added to Oliana. Or you won't get any prizes. Looks like my argument got through to her, so she took her place. Slavia followed her, giving me a grateful smile as she passed. Thank you, Slavia. The pioneers finally settled down. I approached the table that Lena sat behind. You don't mind? She looked and blushed. Don't worry, I don't know the rules myself. And how can I be sure that it's not only myself? I sat down. Turns out we'll have to play the first round together. Yes. Finally, Electronic started to explain the rules. Okay, guys, I just don't want to play through this at all. I don't know how to play cards at all. The first time I've played the card game, was a long time ago, when the game was released. And I sucked, and the truth is that I lost to Lena. My first game, I lost exactly to her, and I'm not even joking right now. So I'm just gonna skip the tutorial. No! Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, I forgot. Let's just play. I don't even know how to play. I'm just pressing random things, guys. Okay. I don't know what to do. Okay. Okay, that, finally. I don't know how to play this, so I'm just gonna skip the tournament and lose against Lena, because that's what happened, exactly. So, yeah. Skip the tournament and lose against Lena. There you go. It's still frustrating to lose anyway. If you guys are disappointed, I'm really sorry, but it's just I don't like to play cards at all. I love the canteen. It was still too early to sleep, and a short walk looked like a good idea. Where should I head to? Oh my god, another one! What is a siege in the square boat house? Beach would be nice. Let's go check out the bus stop since... Let's go look for clues over there. The events of the past day kept flashing brightly in my head. That demand of useless checklist, this stupid tournament. Right now, I don't want to do a single thing or talk to anyone. I don't even want to start thinking about my current situation. I came to the square and took a seat on the bench while staring at the gender statue. Okay, this is weird. I don't know how long I was sitting like this, but finally crickets chirping brought me back to reality. I got up and blindly walked into the random direction. The bus stop. Somehow for the second day in a row I find myself in this place. Maybe subconsciously I feel that the bus will be waiting for me here to take me back to the real world. Very unlikely. On the other hand, why not? It got dark already. I was just standing there and gazing at the night sky. Astronomy has never attracted me so much as astronautics. It always has been more interesting to look at the pictures of far constellations, nebula, and galaxies made by artists than to try and figure out how to measure angular velocities and masses of the stars. What are you talking about? But certainly I would be able to find the Great Bear constellation. But if I got lost in Snow Forest, my only way to find the way out would be the little knowledge about moss growing on the north side of the tree. However, I still don't think that would help me out to get out. I was about to head back to the camp when all of a sudden I caught a noise behind the gates. Who's in this time? Near the clubhouse, it seemed like someone was walking down the path of the forest. It was so dark that I could see nothing but a blurred shadow. I wondered who could it be late at night. A pioneer breaching discipline. Tisk tisk. I followed the mysterious shadow rapidly, but still carefully. I was moving from path to path, and after a while I found myself in the depth of the forest, finally losing sight of a stranger. Maybe I should turn back. The trees parted before me, and a magnificent view of a small forest lake struck my eyes. Whoa, it's Slavia! And then I noticed Slavia. She was skipping and fluttering about, letting her neckerchief loose and her shirt fly up in the air. Is she stripping herself? This whole scene seemed even more fantastic than my own presence in this camp. Slavia looked like a spirit of the forest, or perhaps a nymph. She looked so natural, more like an ancient goddess than a human being. I remembered all the theological theories which I read some time ago. This reminded me of a pantheism, the idea that God is in all that is everything that we see around. What if it were not the aliens or a time warp, but divine providence that brought me here? Indeed, Slavia mentioned that she loves nature. Well, as you can see here, so it turns out that even she is an enigma, isn't she? But then all her remaining clothes slipped to the ground and... Whoa! Oh my... Whoa. Okay. Slavia went into the water, naked. Wow. I was ashamed, but I just couldn't take my eyes off her. Well, I wouldn't do the same. Slivery moonlight reflected off her wet skin, making Slavia look like an ancient Greek statue. The Venus de Milo, maybe. This scene was so fabulous that there was no room for the carnal lust, only sublime admiration of true beauty. I was simply admiring the perfection of Slavia's form and forgetting everything else. Maybe this isn't hell but heaven. A branch treacherously snapped under my foot. Slavia turned around, but there was no way to recognize me in the darkness of the night. Or at least so it seemed. She rapidly rushed out of the lake, put her clothes in a hurry, and vanished from sight into the forest. I quietly went after her. Slavia was quietly trailing among the trees, choosing the easy path and gracefully avoiding shredded trees, pits, and snag. It was a hard job to keep pace with her. Moreover, I definitely didn't want to be caught. Firstly, peeping is just not good. And secondly, in fact, it still remains to be seen what she was doing here. Although it somewhat seemed to be innocent enough. It didn't seem to have anything to do with my presence in this world. It was just innocent. It was nothing worth spying on. At last we came at the square. Slavia stopped and turned around to face me. Did you think I didn't notice you? What? No, did I get caught? I was a bit confused, but I put a mask of visible calmness. How long ago? I'm not sure. Slavia came closer. 5 minutes ago, maybe. So even there at the lake? What lake are you talking about? Oh, she doesn't know! You just blew your cover! Well, Slavia seemed to be sincerely surprised, so I simply couldn't figure out whether she was pretending that nothing has happened or... Well, never mind. I made up my mind to behave like a gentleman, as gentlemanly as possible to these circumstances, and said nothing. Alright. Unexpectedly easily, she agreed. What a beautiful night. Slavia took a seat on the bench and looked up in the sky. I guess such nights are common here. Well, probably. Why so uncertain? I don't know. I just got lost in thought. Thinking about what? She stared at me like she was looking for something on my face, but then went back to stargazing. Now and then I fall into such a mood at night. During the day, I'm wrapped up into work with no time to relax, while at night it's so quiet here. If it wasn't for the crickets and the night birds, one would feel like being face to face with the universe. For some reason, I didn't think of Slavia as someone who would talk about such matters. As for me, it's even too quiet here. Is it? Uh-oh. Yes, really. Anything wrong with that? Well, all right. She stood up quickly and fixed her skirt. It's time to go to bed. Good night. I watched her walking away. Our talk might have been about nothing, but seemed to me it had some deep and secret meaning which could appear only here, only next to Slavia. Seems like even in my situation, such moments of peace and serenity are absolutely necessary. They make me feel united with the universe. I'd even say vital, especially now. I'm not sure how much time I spent sitting there, but after a little while I started to feel sleepy. For the first time today, I finally felt how tired I was. There was no light in the windows, so Olga Dmitrievna must have been sleeping already. Strangely enough, she waited for me yesterday. I entered the cabin quietly, stripped, and laid on the bed. When you think about it, my situation hadn't gotten any clearer today. In fact, I've spent a whole day doing useless stuff. I would have never have even thought about doing something like this in the real world. Although I had plenty of time. How much time I would have here in total is still a mystery. Maybe an eternity, or maybe there are only a few minutes left. I just didn't want to think about the past, about how I got into this camp. For the first time in a long while, I felt really tired. Not only emotionally tired, but also physically tired, psychologically tired, and God knows how else tired. I just wanted everyone and everything to shove off, starting with my own thoughts. I wanted this mess somehow resolved by itself, or at least without my active participation. And what if I'm stuck here forever? Then I'll have to get used to it. So just like that, I'm not ready. My consciousness slowly drifted away from me, and it became progressively harder to concentrate on something distinct. Perhaps it's better to wait until tomorrow. I rolled over and fell asleep.
Woo! My God, this is long. Day 3. How many days are there?
I think Olga Dmitrievna said that it's a week until the bus, so I think 7 days. The night left a feeling of anxiety behind. I woke up exhausted, both physically and mentally. It happens to me all the time. You see incredibly lucid images in your dream, as if you fell into a Hollywood blockbuster with a plot full of twists, well-paid actors and multi-million-dollar visual effects, and then you wake in the morning without remembering a thing. That's what I was trying to do, to restore the image shown by my relaxed brain, but that part of my memory was empty, either archived or formatted completely. It's 7 a.m. according to the clock. I seem to be an early bird today. Olga Dmitrievna was still sleeping, wrapped tightly in her blanket. Wrapping so tightly in a hot summer? I got up, stretched, and went to the mirror to have a look at myself. I'd better shave. Strange idea, before twice a month was enough, but now nothing depends on the way I look. I haven't found a razor anyway. Why do I even need it if I look like I'm 17 at most? So, breakfast can't start earlier than 9 a.m., and this means I have plenty of time, which I can spend on walking and washing, for example. The water didn't seem as ice cold as previous day. On the contrary, its refreshing coolness helped me to brace up and come back to reality. Whether all these events could be called real. The tooth powder didn't seem to be such an outdated thing. A quick thought struck me that it's not that different from the toothpaste. Oh, and she's awake. When I returned to the cabin, Olga Dmitrievna was already up. She was standing in front of the mirror and fixing her hair. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. Because of a lack of sleep, my head was still singing and my thoughts were all jumbled together. However, I didn't regret waking up instead of my usual habit of sleeping in the 2 or 3 hours more. How come you got up so early? It just happened. And no neckerchief once again? Let me. I'll do it myself, not a big deal, on my way to the canteen. I don't think so. Do it now. Did you forget about the lineup before breakfast? How could I ever forget? And what's the lineup going to be about today? We'll discuss the agenda for the day. So what's the agenda? Frankly speaking, I didn't care for what might be on the agenda for our courageous pioneer troop. I was mostly interested in where our brave leader will send our little pioneer army for the following 12 to 15 hours. Maybe I could manage to avoid enemy locations. You'll find that out on the lineup. She gave me a wily smile. Oh, Dmitrievna, my stomach is getting upset. I'd rather, well, I believe that's okay to miss the lineup once. It could get all nasty if I failed to control it right there. Where'd all this courage come from? You have 5 more minutes. I'm afraid I need more time. Could you tell me right now, please? Sure, I'll try, but just in case it all goes down. Alright, fine. On our list for today is cleaning the camp locations, organizing the books in the library, some other minor tasks, and of course, we have a ball in the evening. Watch yourself! You must take part in the camp activities today. You bet! Definitely! And now I'd rather... Come on, let's hit the road. Ugh, God. I came out of the cabin and hid in the bushes behind it, waiting for Olga Dmitrievna to leave. Actually, I didn't have any particular reason to behave this way. But the voice within me kept telling me that I have nothing to do at the lineup. After the camp leader left, I went back to the cabin and decided to wait for breakfast. Well, I'm not planning on taking part in community life today. Cleaning and organizing that's not what someone in my situation should be doing. 2 days have passed and I'm still right here I started. All the residents seem to be perfectly ordinary. They weren't involved in any conspiracy, weren't communicating with aliens, and had no idea about time warps. Time warps. Of course, each of them is a bit peculiar, but those peculiarities do not seem out of line at all. Moreover, if I had met any of these pioneers in my familiar world, I wouldn't suspect anything wrong. They seem to be even more normal and natural than, let's say, yours truly. This line of reasoning was quite logical. The illogical part was the absence of the answers. Ordinary people in an extraordinary place. I've heard and seen that already somewhere. Dozens of pioneers, or even more, live their familiar lives and do their regular stuff day by day. They don't understand that the world around them is not what it looks like. Okay, but this is their point of view. As for me, I'm not acquainted with the words of Sovionic camp and its residents, even if they seem to behave the way normal people would under the same circumstances. I have to decide here and now, are those people involved in what's happening to me? Can they give me any answers? Or do I have to seek the truth somewhere else? I don't know. It seems I overdid it a bit with thinking. There's no usual crowd of hungry pioneers in the canteen. Or even inside the canteen. Most of them probably had their breakfast before 9 a.m. That's even better. To company, there is a crowd. Lena was sitting in the farthest corner of the canteen, lazily picking with her fork of an armful's lump that vaguely resembled porridge. Having a breakfast with her seems like a good idea. We can have a chat in peace, or at least try to have one. I was on the way to her table and suddenly someone grabbed me by the sleeve. Xenia the librarian. Get your meal and come, we need to talk. What are you waiting for? I was a bit confused. Pardon, isn't that a bit too sudden? What's wrong? Get your meal and sit down. I suppose that she considers her behavior completely normal. It could be important, what she's telling me. Oh, God, decision. I didn't promise Lena anything, so I really shouldn't lie to her. I didn't even promise Lena anything, so just fine, wait a minute. Okay. I'm not sure why, but I accepted the invitation. What if I can learn something new? She is such a bookworm. A minute later, I was sitting in front of Xenia with the tray and the simple meal on it. Porridge, 2 eggs, 4 pieces of white bread, a sausage, and a glass of comfort. Bon appetit! Thanks. I decided to act as politely as I could and also eat more neatly, without chomping and spilling crumbs of food and drops of comfort. So, what do you want to talk about? Today, at the library, I wasn't listening from the point onwards. I immediately recalled Olga Dmitrievna's words about the scheduled events for today. Don't forget! Oh, what? I said don't forget to visit the library after lunch. What for? Were you even listening? Nope, I admitted honestly. Xenia's face turned red, then appeared green, then took on the soft purple color. Today, after lunch, you in the library. Got it, does? Does? What kind of curse is that? Though a pioneer must never use a curse word, how could I forget this rule? Oh yeah, sure, I apologize, of course, I'll be there. Actually, I wasn't really planning to go anywhere, but if you want to make someone speak, you need to sacrifice a bit first. By the way, what year is it now? I totally lost count. What are you? Oh my god. I decided to play fair. She looked at me, perked me, and answered, Have you gone completely bananas? Honestly, that's how I felt the last few days. Then I didn't reply. So what year is it? I smiled kindly. Listen, why don't you visit the infirmary? Will they tell me what year is it in there? Oh, certainly, and even more. Xenia stood up and headed to the exit. Wait, you didn't finish your meal. But it looks like she won't turn back. Oh, alright. I finished chewing on the sausage, which tasted like a test whisper. I wonder if they have internet access here. I guess not. A pioneer sitting at the next to the table noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I smiled and waved to him in return. After such a friendly greeting, he, for some reason, left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. Done with the food, it's time to search for some clues. Some time later, I finally came to the infirmary. I have nothing to do in this place. Though the nurse seemed quite caring, it's better to keep a distance from her. Such benevolence is actually scary. She may know something, but I just hadn't the courage to enter the infirmary. Moreover, I had no reason to. Not a single one. Immersed in my own thoughts, I didn't notice the nurse who was standing on the porch. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna stop right here. I'm really tired right now of reading, actually. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe, join the AFH Army, and I'll see you all in my next video. Adios!